Tim, I know that you and Jessica and you're from this generation. I want to introduce you to, and this is going to be kind of formal, Captain William Morrison from the class of 1967 in high school. He went into West Point. I don't know if you can hear him, but I'm going to get close to Bill. Bill's a good friend of mine. He went off to West Point from 1967. His freshman year was. Bill, take it from there.
Well, I went, graduated 67, obviously, went to West Point, graduated in 1971. What else would you like?
Well, Vietnam was raging. There was insanity going on at that time. We'd come out of what had taken place in Korea, World War II. These kids don't know a lot of this history. Can you, off the top of your head, let's go back to when you were born. What year were you born? 49?
Yeah, I was born in 1949, but again, growing up in Darien in the 50s, I mean, that was, that was, to me, that was a nice town. I mean, we enjoyed it, but maybe I missed a lot of stuff, as far as some of this.
Oh, there was insanity in that town. There were drugs, there were the Tommy Dorsey band, there were Kippy Alpert, there were people that were drinkers. Bill was not from a drinking family, were you?
No. So, I mean, I guess I was pretty much shielded from some of that, but that's just like growing up in a small town, and, I remember probably was shielded a little bit being at West Point, because, again, we went through, probably 1968 was a crazy year. They had, that was real turmoil. That was the Chicago riots, that was, the assassinations, things like that. So, but then, by 1971, we left, we graduated, and we thought we were going to Vietnam, and then Nixon brought everybody back, had decided that, that was a wasted effort, and we were fortunate in that case. So, went and served my time in Germany, and then in Oklahoma, and then, got out. And
what are your, I'm going to do this really quickly, what are your finest memories of me going back to third grade, playing Little League? You played second base. You were in the Lions, correct?
Yeah, I was in the Lions. I forgot your team. You were a pitcher, though.
I was first in the Kiwanis, and then I was in the police. I came in drafted in fifth grade. Everybody wanted me in there, but I had been frightened as a child. My dad just left me off at Tokenique School for the Cap League. He just left me there by myself.
Wow, yeah.
And then, so I avoided the VFW. I was scared of all you guys, but one day I was playing with the girls, Lisa Coulter, and, fifth grade, and I knew that one of you guys was going to come over and kick my ass.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, it was true.
But yeah, no, you were a good ball player, back then. And like I said, I thought you were a pitcher.
I was a pitcher.
Yeah, it was tough to hit. The only one that I know that was faster was I don't know, John Abood, I think.
Yep, and then there was Mark Spencer, and Howie Thompson was a catcher.
Yeah, those guys are good, but I don't know that they were. I mean, like I said, I think you were faster pitchers, so and good ball players. So the Yankees didn't come calling, but
yeah, he's an old Yankees fan, guys. I mean, it was before the Mets became a franchise, and then they came out of nowhere in the early '60s. By 67, 68, Tom Terrific Seaver, he came in and he took that ball park with a couple of other really famous pitchers. Yeah. And then 10 years later, we get a phone call in Greenwich, Connecticut, 1976, 1977. It was Tom and Nancy Seaver. They had just bought in Greenwich a very nice old barn, and they were doing a lot of the refurbishing themselves.
Wow.
And I worked in their home for 2 solid months. Now, because of the bombing that took place on December 29th, 1975, I became a Jesus freak. 7 years I went off to theological training and college, but it was so crazy because of what? Drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Yeah. This gentleman never got caught up in drugs, but boy, we like to drink our beer, didn't we, at Boston's?
Well, that was the thing back then. Of course, is being 18, going to New York.
That was the drinking age, was 18.
Although I will say, I think this generation is much better than ours because we didn't have any designated drivers.
Yeah, we did all the driving ourselves at 60, 70 miles an hour, drunk.
We are not very smart, but they seem to be smarter now. They do that, so I think that's good. So,
all right, well, guys, now that's the credibility. I really don't want to have these fights and arguments. I'm going to do a lot of research so that you know who Bill is. Now we're going to enjoy ourselves because now we go down memory lanes, and I don't want you guys to know all the details. See ya. Bye-bye.